Hello, you're welcome once again to another video on the Ugo Made Football channel. And I'm Ugo Amade. Let's dive right into it. So this video, essentially I'll be talking about three topics. The first one is Florian Wirtz, the Bayer Leverkusen, that is a wonder kid or star, possibly heading to Chelsea. And secondly, the second one rather is another wonder kid from Argentina, Boca Juniors, left back, possibly heading to Chelsea as well. And then Andrey Santos. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Andrey Santos' loan to Nottingham Forrest and his lack of game time so far. So I'll just give you my thoughts on these topics and let's go in. So, firstly, Florian Wirtz to Chelsea. Now, he's a skillful player, sort of a 10/8 type of player, very skillful on the ball, dynamic on the ball. He's not really a number 9, which I think many of us would say that's what the team needs at the moment, more than anything else. But I think he's the kind of player like I would liken him not in terms of his full ability, but in terms of his profile, what he can bring to the team. That is, he's kind of like a hazard, so to speak. Obviously, he's not Eden Hazard because Eden Hazard one of a kind, but he's that kind of player that can hold the ball, glide past 2 or 3 players, and set other people up. He's a willing passer of the ball, which is something I think we need as well. And then his price tag set at 80 million euros, I think, his buyout clause, if I'm not mistaken. So, would he be a useful player for the team? I think he will be a useful player. I think he'll be a very important player for the team if he's indeed signed. And this is just a rumor. I don't think any sort of bids have been made just as yet. But the question I have is, if you sign Florian Wirtz, is he going to be played in the right position? And also, does Cole Palmer need that competition now? Because he is the kind of player that would play in exactly the same position that that Cole Palmer is playing in at the moment at Chelsea. So, and then Nkunku is to come as well, because Nkunku is to play that where he's to play is the 10 role behind the striker. So you already have Cole Palmer, who is not setting off his place when Nkunku is back, though Cole Palmer has been fantastic so far. So where would you now have him play? Would you now force him to be out wide? Maybe play as a right winger, as a left winger. I don't think that would suit him pretty much, but I know he'll be useful in terms of helping to break tight defenses, especially teams that play low blocks. And another player that I think we should have signed that we missed out on, the club missed out on, that was Ryan Cherky. Ryan Cherky is similar, so I think that's a more fair comparison to Florian Wirtz. That's Ryan Cherky. So he'll be useful, like I've said all through this video. He'll be an amazing addition if the club indeed gets him. But the question lies, would he have game time? Because it's one thing signing all these players with ability and enormous upside, but it's very important to give them game time. And now you have Cole Palmer, I think he's 20 or something like that, so very young. You have Nkunku, who is getting into his prime. So you have 2 players already in that position. And another question that begs to be asked is, what exact style of play does Mauricio Pochettino want to adopt? Because the Arsenal game, you saw a fluid front 3 with 2 10s. You saw Palmer, you saw Raheem Sterling, and then you also saw Mikhailo Mudryk, the Arsenal game. And then in the game versus Brentford at Stamford Bridge, you saw a different style of formation as well. So what style of play does Mauricio Pochettino want to adapt or implement going forward? Because that would really be important in terms of signings. So for me, instead of spending 80 million euros to get what's his name now, to get Florian Wirtz, though he's an amazingly talented player. I would say go for Victor Osimhen, go all out and get Victor Osimhen because that's what the club really needs. But then again, something that could happen could be you could have people leave the club. That could be something that could open up doors for more offensive signings. So you could have the likes of Ian Martin that I'll mention when I start talking about the next topic. So the likes of Ian Martin leave, and no one knows if Chilwell leaves as well, and maybe some other players in the forward line leave. Noni Madueke, I hope he doesn't leave, but seeing the way Pochettino has been using him, if he leaves, it wouldn't be a surprise. So that's something to consider. Maybe that opens the door for a signing like Florian Wirtz. So let's see how that goes. So leave in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think Florian Wirtz will be a good addition to the club? Do you think the club should go all out to get Florian Wirtz, or rather focus on getting a striker? Or should we just go all out? We're going to play a fluid front three, so we need more sort of tens. So you need more tens because you're playing a fluid front three. You need sort of like two tens or two wingers behind the sort of second second forward who plays ahead of the two tens. So that may mean open more room to sign players like Florian Wirtz. So leave your thoughts and comments and your opinions in the section below, in the comment section below, and then you can also, if there are other players you feel the club should go for that are more priority signings, do let me know. Your thoughts and opinions are really very important. So at this point, I'd like to say please subscribe to this channel and do like this video. So click on the notification bell so anytime I post a video, you get notified. Now the next topic, still a transfer rumor, is Valentin Barco, the Argentine left back for Boca Juniors, linked to move to Chelsea as well, and other clubs like Man City, Brighton have been linked to the player. So, but Chelsea's rumored to be leading the race to sign the player. Now, this is a player that I've known about for some time. I think I started seeing clips and bits and bobs of the player last year and part of this year. So I've known about him for some time before this rumor. Now, no doubt he's an exceptional player. He's still very young, which seems to be the profile of players that this new sort of Chelsea board are looking to get as part of their whole transfer policy or reshaping Chelsea transfer image, transfer policy, going young. And no problem with that. He's an amazing player, can attack, can defend very well as well, which is one thing that's very important. But he can really attack and provide that support for your inverted left winger, in this case, your Mudriks, or maybe your Raheem Sterling, when he does play in the left wing position. So he would be a good support in that sense, because he would bomb forward all day and then create additional width for the team. But the question that I ask, the question I have in my mind, I say, we have a player in the team that does that. A similar age, I think he's only a couple of years older than Valentin Barco, and that's Ian Matson. Ian Matson, I always say young players, I'm not one to say just bring young players straight from the academy and toss them into the funness of the first team football. But send them on loan, see how they do in a more competitive space, see how they perform playing against men, playing against people, playing games that are worth things. Because it's one thing playing for the academy, where your parents still pay your bills, even if you earn a few £1,000, your parents still pay your bills, they still drop you. But when you play men's football, you're not just playing against people on the pitch, you're playing against people that have things at stake. They have mortgages to pay, they have bills to pay, they have kids to take care of. So the game means that much more to them. So when you come up against those people, it sharpens you, because it's not quite life or death, but it's very close to that when you're playing men's football. when you're playing men's football as opposed to um, playing in the at the academy. So he's gone on loan. He went on loan to Burnley and he played very well. One of their best players. In fact, they wanted to sign him, but Mauricio Pochettino, for some reason, has decided not to play him. You know, even the few times he's played him at um, right wing, which is odd. And then you could say, okay, maybe there's some personal issues with the coach, blah 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 blah. You don't know what happens in training, as people like to say. Maybe he's not training very well. Okay, keep that aside. Now you have Chilwell, who's meant to be even the vice captain of the team. He has refused. Pochettino has refused to use Chilwell at left back or left wing back even. Instead, he's played him at left wing, and he's come up with a reason that he doesn't want his left back or he doesn't want his left back bombing forward too much. That's why he has Colwill, who's meant to be a left centre back, playing at at um, playing at left back for most games, apart from the Arsenal game and a smattering of games here and there. So that begs the question: what then is the need for signing Valentin Barco? Mind you, I don't agree. I don't agree with Mauricio Pochettino's style. I believe when you're coaching, when you have a small team at your disposal, a young team rather at your disposal, it's best to start with the basics, play players in their right position, in their favorite position, and then later on, as the team grows in confidence, starts to win, has the wind in their sails, then you can start trying some, hybrid tactics and start getting too smart and start getting very smart with how you move players here and there and trying to be sophisticated, if you will. But when you're starting out with a team whose confidence is low, given the lack especially off the back of the season they've had. You go back to the basics, left back, center back position, right back. Keep it simple. Let them build their confidence. If you want a high press, play high pressing game. If you want quick passing game, you just stick to the basic. But Pochettino decided to go a different route for whatever reason. And people say Pep does it, choke out the midfield and all that sort of stuff. So going back to my previous question, why then go after Valentin Barco, who is, I wouldn't say replica, whose style of play mirrors Ian Marston's style of play? Why? Why go after that player if what you want is more or less a mobile centre back playing left back? I'll do a video telling you my opinion why I think that is wrong. But why then would you go after another promising left back who's mobile, who is a marauding left back as well? Someone who's offensive, who force the issue and create width if that's not what you want. Because it's one thing stockpiling all these players, but it counts for nothing if you don't play them in the right position. It counts for nothing if they don't produce, which is usually an offshoot of them playing out of position. So those are my thoughts on it. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's a good move? Do you think Chelsea should go all out to sign Valentin Barco? And what do you think it would mean for Chilwell and Ian Matson? Do you think that would then spell the end for Chilwell because Chilwell has been injured? He and Rich James have similar injury issues. The in and out, in and out, in and out of the team. When you think that hitting some sort of form, their body breaks down on them. Not their fault in any way, shape, or form, but when you're struck with that kind of luck, the club has to make some decisions. So, what do you think about this Valentin Barco rumor? Do you think he should, be signed by the club, or there are more pressing sort of transfers and signings to be made? So let me know, and then I'll go on to the last topic. That is Andrey Santos's loan to Nottingham Forest. Now, this one really gets me upset because from both sides, from Chelsea's side and from Nottingham Forest side. Now, you may call me naive or not too experienced or too street smart, but for me, if you were signing a player, especially on loan, that that should mean that probably you've exhausted your resources, or you feel your resources are better spent in other areas of the pitch, probably signing a striker, a defender, a left back, a goalkeeper, just um, spending your resources on your transfer budget on different parts on a different part of the pitch apart from central midfield, and that's why you step out to get a player on loan from another club to play in that position. So it really gets me irritated. I'm really, really very upset that you get a player on loan, and then once you get him on loan, you go on to sign about 2 or 3 other central midfielders. And not only that, you don't play him. So what was the point? What was the point? And then the second part on the Chelsea side that gets me really upset as well is, did you have any plan for this player, or you just signed him because he's a young player that sort of suits the profile of players that suits your transfer strategy, or you signed him because of a need? Because preseason he was very, very good for Vasco Gadama, very good the under 20 as the under 20 for Brazil, very good. And then he comes to Chelsea preseason, plays very well, and everyone is so hyped for the player. Oh, let's see what he does. Let's see. Can't wait to see this player. And then you toss him off on loan. And not only that, he is not playing. So it begs the question: did the transfer team or board or recruitment team or whatever part of Chelsea is responsible for the loans and transfers and things like that actually do their research, actually have an agreement with Nottingham Forrest to say, we want this player to develop. That's why we're sending him on loan, because he may not get game time here at the moment. So he goes to your club and gets some game time. And we are paying parts of his salary, because essentially that's what happens in the loan deal. The parent club, in most cases, except it's negotiated differently, pays a substantial part of the loan of a substantial part of the player's salary while he's on loan. So we want this player to develop. This is our plan. This is blah 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 XYZ. So, but when this sort of thing happens and the player goes on loan, is not playing, then it begs the question: does the recruitment team at Chelsea actually have a plan for these young players they're signing, and especially Andrey Santos that's now on loan? Now, Leslie Ugochukwu has been signed, a lovely player. He's been playing. When he's got his opportunity to play, he's played very well. So no problems, no qualms with him. The problem is with the transfer team, with the recruitment team. This is not. You can't have a squad of 60 players. And even if you have a squad of 60 players, you can only maybe register as 25 or something. So the rest will just have to sit somewhere. And you already have an academy. You're not trying to build a new sort of academy. You already have an academy that brings up players from the grassroots from age 8, 6, 8, going upwards till till the under 21s. So you're not building an academy, so to speak. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on these 3 topics. For Andrey Santos, what do you think? Do you think they should recall him in January? Maybe recall him in January and have him as part of the team, because I think he will get more game time here than he's currently having, at Nottingham Forrest. And would you blame the board? Who should bear the brunt of the blame? Chelsea's recruitment team or transfer team or board responsible? Or would you hold Nottingham Forrest responsible because they came to Chelsea and seeking for a loan for a player and now not playing him? So let me know your thoughts and opinions. And at this point, I've come to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching, and do like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so each time the video comes on the channel, and you can watch it. So do have a wonderful rest of your day.